welcome to MotoGP, the Silverstone Free Practice 1. We're back after a 5-week break, and it's honestly, here in England, it's quite sunny today, so let's hope no rain decides to pop up.
Absolutely. Hi, Megs. You're doing all right?
Yeah.
It's a bright sunny
Something
day.
right in my eyes.
It's a bright sunny day, and we're getting ready for practice as well. Bikes are just heading out the circuit for practice 1. But I think just before we switch over to the main graphics, and we'll let you go, Megs, as well, the one big thing that's come out of this as well is that Andrea Dovizioso has announced his retirement from MotoGP after the San Marino Grand Prix. You're a big fan of Dovi.
Yes.
Are you sad about that? I am.
Yes, I'm very sad about that. I never really wanted him to ever retire.
Fair point as well. And also, you're hosting everything this weekend, so I hope you're going to enjoy it as well.
Yes. What fun.
Out of interest as well, British Grand Prix at Silverstone. It's always a good one for Formula One. It's an interesting one for MotoGP as well, but the bikes on the circuit, it's going to be quite a tense one, in my opinion, because the weather forecast is hot, but it's always a chance of rain here, isn't there?
If you're in England, I think there's always going to be a chance of rain no matter what you do. I mean, it's the city... No, not the city. The country. The country of rain.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, do you want to throw over to me, because that's the job now?
Yeah. Right, so over to Joshua in the com box.
And the first practice session is well underway here for MotoGP and the British Grand Prix. 45 minutes of action out here on the circuit as well. And this is where things get very entertaining. We've had 5 weekends off as well with the cancellation of the Finnish Grand Prix as well. Thanks, Max. So we've had 5 races off with the cancellation of that Grand Prix. Now we're going to have to get immediately back on track and get going as well for the British Grand Prix here at Silverstone. Am I angry the fact that I'm not trackside? Yes. Am I angry because the accreditation never came? Yes. Am I angry as well that I'm stuck in the commentary box? A bit, yeah, but it gives us the best seat in the house, and we were covering all the practice sessions anyway live here on YouTube. There's Takaki Nakagami, 30 years old, of course, born in Japan, a driver who's had several crashes already this season as well. Fabio Quartararo leads the title, though, as well, and if we take a look as well at how that looks coming into this weekend by pressing the battle camera on button number 9, shall we can see that Fabio Quartararo leads the championship 172 points. He is 21 clear only of Aleix Espargaro. That's it, just 21. Not 80 like in Formula One. That gap has come down dramatically in the last couple of races. Johann Zarco, he's on 114, 58 points back. Peppo Bagnaia 106 as well. Enea Bastianini 105. Brad Binder 93. Jack Miller on 91, Johan Mir 77, Alex Rins 75, Miguel Oliveira 71, Jorge Martin is 70, Maverick Vinales on 62. Further down as well, Marc Marquez, whose surgery is going well, I'm delighted to tell you, and his recovery is started now. Marc Marquez just on 60 points. Still ahead of Michael Bezzecchi on 55, Luca Marini 52. Nakagami, we're just talking about, he's on 42. 40 for Pol Espargaro, 27 Alex Marquez, Franco Morbidelli on 25, Fabio Di Giannantonio on 18, Darren Binder, he is on 18. Darren Binder's on 10, sorry. Andrea Dovizioso on 10, the same. Remy Gardner and Ralph Fernandez 9 and 5 apiece as well. If we change back over to the way the live timings look, and after the first couple of sessions as well, lap times begin out here as well, as the computer has a mind of its own after 5 weekends off as well. Looking okay. Hi to Josh. He's in the pit lane as well, just getting ready. Josh will be joining me for one of the practice sessions this weekend and for hopefully quality in the race, mate, if you're still around. as Aleix Spargo just wiggles the bike. Fabio Quartararo is the fastest at the moment, a 2 minute 3.905. You always forget the 2 minute runs out there on the circuit as well because it's such a tight circuit. As Quartararo coming through, Aleix Spargo, he's got his teammate Maverick Vinales directly behind him as they head down the Hangar Straight towards Stowe Corner. And 39 minutes already left to go as well. Gromwin says Piastri to Yamaha. I've heard this morning that Piastri has signed a contract with McLaren for 2 years as well. So that's all the drama that's been happening there, of course, with Fernando Alonso announcing he's leaving Alpine and he's going to Aston Martin to replace Vettel. And then Zach Brown hiring nearly every single driver under the sun to race at McLaren. We understand it's Piastri alongside it's Piastri alongside Lando Norris. Franco Morbidelli 203.010. You're on Mia second fastest. And something we should tell you about this circuit here at Silverstone is that for MotoGP we do not use the same start line as Formula One. So we do not use the wing for MotoGP. We use the National Straight that is out to Woodcote towards Copse Corner. That is what we use because the wing paddock isn't big enough for MotoGP, Moto2 and Moto3 to be involved. It's nearly ready. The plan is for 2024, either 2024 or 2023 to start using the wing once the hotel is all finished as well. But right now, it's bang on the old start-finish straight here at Silverstone as Aleix Spargo exits Woodcote, the last corner, turn 18, crosses the line and jumps up into 8th position for Vinales, 202.919. Aleix Spargo stays down in 19th place, but he's towing Vinales around just to get some runs. Danny Ricciardo to Alpine, says Josh. No, as far as I'm told, Alpine do not want Danny Ricciardo back as well, which I think is very understandable considering the way they left each other. Gromwin says we can be sure McLaren Piastri won't be the last of it. I think it's going to court. Looks like it. Here's the long lap penalty area. For those of you who watch British Superbikes and World Superbikes, usually it's down at the exit of Luffield. Here, it's down at the loop for MotoGP. So it's the runoff area at the loop, which is the long lap penalty system to use as well. As we take a look, Alex Rins is top then, 202.252, Miller second, Magnaia third, Zarco fourth, Nakagami goes into 5th position as well at the moment. Track temperature, partially cloudy. Ground temperature is 28 degrees now, humidity at 59, air temperature 16 degrees. It says partially cloudy, but I'm seeing bright sunshine at the moment out on my screens as we head in towards the last couple of corners, into Brooklands, past the BRDC clubhouse. Long lap to pit lap. Hang on. The long lap is just pit lap pen, right? Yes, the long lap penalty is where you take the longer route around one of the corners, and that is the equivalent of a ride-through penalty. Ride-through penalties can still be given, but say you bump somebody and they go off the track, or you cut the corner or go off the track in track limits too many times, you'll get a long lap penalty instead of a drive-through. But a drive-through penalty, or what MotoGP call it, a ride-through penalty, are still incredibly possible, and you can still get them in the series. Jack Miller, up into 1st position, 2 minute 1.432. Zarco second, Vinales third, Aleix Spargo jumping up the order as you can see. Someone's down. I can hear it in my ears. Someone's gone down to the deck. Oh, and it's a Ducati. And it's Pepe Bagnaia. And I think that has come out of sector 1 and 2. So that is at Maggots and Beckett's. And Pepe Bagnaia's, his airbag's gone off. He's standing up as well. But that's an unusual crash. I wonder if that's a high side coming through Maggots and Beckett's. The yellow flag is out in sectors 1 and 2. And it's turn 4, yeah, so it's Beckett's coming on to the flick back towards Chapel, where he's gone down. And Quartararo has got his hand up. Now, I think Quartararo is he wanting a red flag, or is he saying that his bike's gone off? What's happened here for Fabio Quartararo? He's coasting round the outside, on the inside of Luffield, I should say, trying to get back to the pits. Bike's dead, I think.
Out there on track. I saw him a second ago.
Bike's
he was
dead.
Adjusting his glove on the, as he was rounding a right-hander, but he's just come round now at the end of the racetrack. He's coming down pit lane, yeah, Quartararo's got his problems. So
Strange minute.
two of your
Absolutely. And if you're at Silverstone as well and listening to our coverage, the track commentators, actually BT Sport commentators with BT Sport around the circuit as well. So Fabio Quartararo, the championship leader, his bike seems to have broken down, and Francesco Bagnaia has crashed out. Let's have a look at Fabio Quartararo then, coming out of Aintree down the Wellington Straight, and the bike just dies on him. Way down Wellington. Bike just says, that's enough for me, thank you. Good night. Well, for 5 weeks, these bikes haven't been used either, so let's listen on board.
a kill switch instead of the ride height device.
120 miles an hour,
Just when
and it goes.
It's that sort of like where, like you've just hit the kill switch, or like you've just switched it off.
Honestly, because
There,
when
it
he
dies.
hit the ripples, it sounds like the throttle switched off, if that makes sense, because it's only a sensor. Actually,
Jack
you heard
Miller
when it
Cabs
went back
here.
in gear, the engine's still
It's happened again, everyone. Jack Miller Cabs. Miller Cabs back on. Jack Miller is pushing Fabio Quartararo down the pit lane. I'll tell you what, Jack, as the yellow flags are retrieved, Jack Miller is one of the true lads of this paddock as well. He has just pushed Fabio all the way down the pit lane. Miller Cabs, unbelievable. Guys, what do you think?
Around the track.
If you are here at Silverstone, you need to get from one end of this racetrack to another.
Megan's giggling.
Jack Miller's number.
1-800 Miller.
Just shine the light into the sky, and Jack will be on hand. As Pecco Bagnaia comes back to the pits on the back of a scooter. So what's happened here, Neil and Michael?
Well, here he is coming through. Arnie dips it, coming out of Beckett's in towards Chapel, and the bike just sort of drags him all the way down the grass infield as well. And because we've had a heat wave here as well, the grass is that horrible, dusty, petrichor smelling dust as well. He drops it coming into Beckett's actually, so he slid through the second half. On the left-hand side, he turns in, the bike goes away from him. So, yeah, left-hand side at Beckett's, bike goes away, front dips in on him, slips him out wide, and it goes all the way through towards the exit of the second part of Beckett's towards Chapel. So, not the best look for Peppo, and he can't get it up either at the bottom of the track. So, bike number 2 getting ready as Jack Miller is back in as well, having to collect his fare for pushing Fabio Quartararo, or El Diablo, back down as well. Maverick is in 11th position, and he is looking quite good at the moment. He's in the fastest middle sector. So is Aleix Spargo, but they're still towing each other. 2 minutes, 961 on the board now for Alex Rins, who's gone fastest here in the session, with 31 minutes to go. As Groman says, go on, Jack. Fellow Aussie, of course, out there. And Jack Miller's going to be incredibly happy because he's going to have his best friend back in the paddock for 6 races at the end of the year. Because, as me and Megan mentioned earlier on, Dovi, Andrea Dovizioso, has announced his retirement from MotoGP after the San Marino Grand Prix, which is sad, but hasn't really been the comeback everyone was expecting. As Peppo Bagnaia now comes in, stops off Gigi Dall'Igna immediately there as well. Oh dear. Gives him a little tap on the backside. Goes in as well. Incredible narrow gap here between them as well. He's having to duck in to get their shots there, some of the media as well. As we come through. All MotoGP sessions live this weekend, with it being the British round of the championship. Eventually, hopefully, highlights of Moto2 and Moto3 will be coming as well. We did try and catch up and show you they've all been edited. All the races from Moto2 and Moto3 have been edited, but we can't yet get them online, which is annoying. So we can't have Moto2 and Moto3 coverage, but we can have MotoGP because we've covered MotoGP all season. We can have more access than normal. Box call for Alex Rins as well, the top of the session on Suzuki. Suzuki, of course, announcing earlier on in the season, actually, that this will be their last year in MotoGP, that they are leaving as a factory entry at the end of 2022. They're having to pay Dorna quite a lot of money. I think it's about 20 million or more in order to exit their contract and actually get through. So it's a long one. Into the pits comes Rins on the old pit lane entry. I do love MotoGP that we use this pit lane because it always gives us such a fantastic finish. Marquez and Lorenzo in 2013. Marquez and Rins, actually, as he comes in 2019. And the crowd erupting all the way around as well. 2020 and 2021 with COVID protocols engaged as well. 2021 was okay, but it was limited crowd. It wasn't all that great. 2020 was completely... 2020 just didn't happen, I don't think. No, it didn't. 2020 didn't happen. We had a Formula 1 race, but not a MotoGP. And 2022, full crowd. But there's still a lot of tickets available for race day. £90 for race day tickets as well. There's a lot of green in the grandstand area as well. General admission, I think, is cheap at 90 as well. So if you want to get yourself down there for a day of action across Moto3, MotoGP, Moto2, and the Red Bull Rookies, I honestly urge you to go. If I had to spare 90 quid, I'd be there as well, just broadcasting from the side. We did consider it, but the cost was too high, considering all the travel and then having to pay an extra 100 quid. The cost was too high, where it would have been easier just to get the accreditation, actually. Alex Marquez, actually, has just set exactly the same middle sector time as Alex Rins. They are 0-0-0 across the board. Now, through the the third sector on the track, Alex has dropped to 10th and a bit to that of Rins. But on the LCR Honda, Alex Marquez looking incredibly good. He signed a new contract, of course, for next season as Alex Marquez as well. And I think Nakagami knows that he's not good. I think Marquez is moving up the order. Need to find out every other bits as well. Who was the last British MotoGP champion as well? Oh, Josh also said the British Talent Cup's on. Yeah, British Talent Cup's is coming as well. Last British MotoGP champion, Barry Sheene. It's been a long time. Josh will correct me if I'm wrong there. But I can't think of another British champion since Barry Sheene, considering the fact that Kyle Crutchlow was the first winner since Barry Sheene. So the last British champion must have gone through. We've had world champions in world superbikes as well. We've had a lot of the British Championship champions, obviously, coming through. But the last MotoGP world champion, I think, definitely was Barry Sheene back in the 70s as well. Maverick Vinales, 2 minutes 8:27 across the board, goes fastest on that Aprilia. Again, doing incredibly well here. As there is the 63 garage of Pepe Bagnaia. I think he's having some form of debrief out there as well as they watch him. There is the bike back in, been returned to the team's paddock as bike B. It's taken an awful long time to set up, actually, because they're doing the short sessions here, just 45 minutes of practice. I was convinced that there were more coming through as well. As Maverick comes through, Marco Bezzecchi being towed by Jorge Martin as well. And he's in 8th position, Jorge Martin, with Marco Bezzecchi up in P5 as things coming and go. Graham says half a century ago. Yep. 50 years. It's been a long time. British winner was Kyle Crutchlow. He's our last British winner. If you go for world champion in the Moto Series, last year Sam Lowes almost won the Moto2 championship, giving us our first Moto world champion since Barry Sheene. So that came close last year. We were all willing him on at Portugal. It was such a shame he didn't do it. I think he had a shot in 2020 as well, actually. But Sam, a bit off the pace at the moment after winning, I think, the last round of the championship. As they come through, Pepe Bagnaia announcing, of course, I don't think he's staying with Ducati next year, is he? I think he's moving teams alongside that of Alex Marquez, I believe, is Pepe. Oh, and there's that front dipping as well. So much has happened in the silly season. We're going to get into that all throughout the weekend as well. Richie, Nathan Richards is joining me in the comment box for FP2. I think Josh is joining me for FP3. Megan's joining me then for FP4. And then Josh is back with me as well with Megan for quali and the race itself. Don't forget IndyCar this weekend. Myself and Megan on the team for Nashville. And hopefully as well, fingers crossed, it's going to be another barnstormer like it was last year. MotoGP should be very exciting as well. Alex Rins then, second fastest now. 2 minutes, 961. It's Vinales with 2 minutes, 827 is the fastest. But Top Gun is on top. Maverick Vinales, who was fully lent in to the Maverick persona as well. He goes around the paddock with sunglasses. His helmet is the same as Maverick's in the Top Gun movies. And he often says, I feel the need for speed as well. It's just when they start singing in the bar at night that nobody can stand. Anyway, coming through, on board with El Diablo, Fabio Quartararo coming out of the loop into the Kincardine tree as well. No longer turn 5, because as I said, it's a different configuration of corners, different start line and finish line in MotoGP compared to that of Formula 1. So it'll be in the Nationals straight where we have it. And last year, we actually had limited coverage of MotoGP's British Grand Prix because it was so late in the year. It clashed with, guess what, the Belgium Grand Prix last year. And we had to go quickly off air to cover absolutely nothing of Formula 1 that day. So this weekend, very happy that it's the prime focus. We get everything to cut in. And we get to talk to everything coming through. Think we're going to have some interviews coming up shortly, I can hear in my ears. So we'll keep an eye out as Fabio into Maggots and Beckett's. Then coming down the Hangar Straight. He's going quite slow, actually, is Fabio. I think this is bike number 2, by the way. It's not bike number 1. It's got a different fairing on the front of it as well. So it looks like he's changed over from what we were expecting. As Fabio heads down. Hangar Straight in towards Stowe. Into turn 7 now is Stowe. Not to turn 15. It's such a hard thing to get your head round because everything's changed over here. Into the Vale chicane, turns 8 and 9. Flat back on as well before the Kinkert Club, which is turn 10. Full on acceleration out past the bridge and the F1 grandstands as well, past the wing. And then in towards turn 11 at Abbey, tilted in around about 52-degree lead angle. 140, 150 kilometres an hour through Farm Curve. Now into Village, turn 3. Lean angle, again, 56-degree lean angle. Moving up 80 kilometres an hour. 59-degree lean angle, 60 degrees through the loop of lean angle. Back on the power as well. 160 kilometres through Aintree, down the straight, over 230, 240, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Over 300 kilometres an hour down the Wellington Straight before you hit the brakes, down second gear. About 58 lean angle as well. Talk us to the rest of it, Neil.
Proper face plant. Thankfully, there's plenty of runoff here at Silverstone. It's a super safe track. Me and Michael rode round here, what was it, about 4 weeks ago. Did quite a few laps doing some Piazza Fub for BT for this weekend. I've got to say, Michael, I don't know what you thought. I thought the track was in sensational conditions. I mean, the surface is outstanding, isn't it?
Yeah, I love the place, and it frustrates me a little bit when you hear the fans cry out for a return to Donington, because this venue, you watch the bikes here, the MotoGP riders, the bikes are nervous, because these high-speed corners that change the direction, until they fully commit, really load everything before the bike settles down. It requires a lot from the rider around here. It's a fantastic circuit, and as Neil said, getting those few laps around here a few weeks ago, it just brings back all those emotions. I love the speed and the big wide open turns around this racetrack.
The MotoGP riders themselves all say they do actually love coming here, don't they? Yeah, love Donington for its own particular things, but this place is a high-speed challenge, and I think what you said before about the riders able to make the difference, and they love places like that because it's all on them, and they feel like, right, I can do this.
Yeah, like for example, I'm trying to think of a track where, let's say, the rider maybe doesn't make as much of the difference. I think
Austria, perhaps.
Yeah,
Austria.
Or even like Jerez, because I feel like Jerez, for example, the riders have gone there for so many years. Everyone's like cut a groove into it. You know the optimum racing line round there. There's only so late you can brake at the end of this back straight. There's no real long straights. I don't know. I feel like you turn up at Jerez, and however your package is, that's where you'll finish in the race. But here, because, like I said, what we explained earlier, of the nature of this track, a confident rider can make a difference on a motorcycle that's not working too good. Look at Aleix Espargaro last year. The Aprilia wasn't outstanding last year, but managed to get the first ever podium for the manufacturer around this riders' circuit.
Absolutely. Very well done as it comes through. Alex Rins is setting sector times alight. Look at this. Red sector 1 with a 23.594. Red sector 2, 102. 394. Sector 301 30110. And he's coming to the line now. Alex Rins goes top with a one. Well, I'm trying to have a look. It's a 2 minute .728. So a mighty good lap time there from Alex Rins to take top honours here at Silverstone. Sadly, no rider tracker still. Something that is still missing and still really annoys me that it's missing. Hopefully, one day we'll get a driver tracker, so it's not just me and TweetDeck for MotoGP. I think we've got a driver tracker now in every other series as well. IndyCar got a driver tracker. Formula 1 driver tracker. Well, actually, F2 and F3 doesn't have a driver tracker. That's the one problem, although we're working on that. Apparently, there's a website somewhere with a login that we can have as well. So it's MotoGP, F2 and F3 that don't have driver trackers because everything else does. And it revolves around it as well. But I think with Formula 2 and Formula 3, we provide a lot more than just TweetDeck. We've got the commentary tab open. We've got race control messages and everything. So I think that works quite well. It's just that with MotoGP, there's surprisingly limited data as well. We've got the race control messages at the bottom. That's what that black bar is. If you were wondering, if you're just joining us for the first time here for practice, that black bar is something that we always need to take a look at as well, because that'll tell us official information like if it's a red flag, if a driver's crashed out, where the yellow is, if the rider's okay or not as well. So it's always a good factor to have. Get in touch, use the hashtag British Grand Prix, as you can see on Twitter. What's Simon Patterson been saying as well? It literally does, though. Under our legal system, it didn't one of the as many appeals where a failure worked. Oh, that's interesting. Wonder what that's about. Let's take a look, shall we? I'm intrigued now. Simon Patterson as well has intrigued me with what he's saying as well. Oh, I think it's like a dog. Oh, I think. Not sure what Simon's up to there. Anyway, let me not be taking an eye on his session. Anyway, let's get on with the session, shall we? Fabio Quartararo goes second on a 2 minute .826. Moves with inside a tenth of a second to Alex Rins as well. And Rins just set another lap time, actually. Not quick, but his best lap is a 2 minute .728. And I'm being told there's only a thousandth of a second between Vinales and Quartararo's time. There is. Let's take a look at this on the battle cam because this is insane. Look at that. Fabio Quartararo has done a 2 minute .826. Maverick Vinales a 2 minute .827. So 1,000th of a second between them. The top three are separated by 900ths of a second. 99 1,000ths of a second. That's unbelievable. As both Quartararo and Rins are going quicker, although Rins is 2/10 quicker in the first sector, as you can see, compared to Fabio. How on earth has Rins done that? 23.389 to Quartararo's 23.569. How on earth is he 2/10 quicker? And he's, again, he's quicker again in sector 2. So time's beginning to come in, finally, for MotoGP.
Just news on Marc Marquez. Has started rehabilitation on his right arm. He started doing weights with it, and he's hoping to get back. There's no official line on this, but the talk amongst the paddock is hoping to get back for the tests in September when they have a little test day. Oh, someone's
crashed. Sector 2.
Out on the racetrack in that second part.
That's what we can hear in our ears. Someone's crashed.
As soon as we've got it, it's going to be
Jan Zarco,
who's crashed out there. So
yeah, Zarco's crashed turn 7. That's a fast one. That is at Stowe. That's a very fast crash at Stowe. If it's punched the airbag as well, we could have a red. Oh, and Rins goes top. 2 minutes 5.27 for Alex Rins. So he goes faster than we thought. But now we saw Zarco was up and walking around, and I think it's punctured the airbag, you know. The bike looks okay, which is good. Zarco looks okay, but that airbag seems to have pulled down a little bit. I want to get another angle of it. Here we go. Let's see how it happens. So down the hanger straight into the braking zone for Stowe. Turns in on the right-hander. Front dips away from it a long time. And there's practically no speed scrubbed off as he hurtles towards the barrier. That's a very hard crash for Zarco. Let's listen.
It's the brakes. Don't get the feeling. Whoa, it locks.
Oh.
See ya.
So slow corner. Johan Zarco, a high-speed spill for him, but he's
Still
okay,
yellows.
thankfully. Walks away from it.
They're the crashes that really affect your confidence.
Yeah.
Because it just goes all, it all happens a little bit too quick. It's not like, oh, well, I was sort of taking liberties there. I was in the corner, had a lot of lean angle. That went early, that did.
He went super early. As soon as he started to brake and turn, the bike locked at the rear and it spat him off as well. Not a great one there. Brad Binder's a second down. Everyone's had to back off because of those yellows, especially down the Hanger Straight as well. And we've now got a yellow at turns 8 and 9, apparently. So yellow's been removed from turn 7, and now the yellow's been completely removed from all sectors as well. So we are back to green flag running. 14 minutes to go of this session. Johan Zarco's second bike getting prepared, probably with a softer front tyre compound as well, a different strategy. 2 bikes each in MotoGP, if you're joining us for the first time as well. 2 bikes each. One usually set up for a completely different setup to the other, just so they can do practice times. In the race, one is set up for the dry, the other is set up for the wet tyre. The white flag comes out at any point in the race. You can change your bike to a wet tyre setup. But there's also no rule that when the white flag comes out, you can change bikes and just have another set of slicks on it. So say you've got hard front, medium rear, and the white flag comes out, you can change your other bike to medium front, soft rear to give you the best of the grip in the conditions. Honestly, that's what you can try. Fabio Quartararo just trying out the long lap loop as he has to take a long lap penalty during the race due to contact with Aleix Espargaro in the Assen race 5 weeks ago, when he ran up the inside and crashed with his championship leader and scored no points, and he crashed again at the same corner with a nasty high side. Thankfully, it was okay. Me and Megan lost our marbles in the commentary box that day as well, screaming like you wouldn't believe it. That had happened. Alex Rins still top of the session. Quartararo still second. Vinales third. Aleix Espargaro fourth. Yuki Nakagami fifth fastest at the moment as Alex Rins once again closing in. Just taking through. Alex Rins, of course, not a world champion and still without a seat next season. Johan Mir also. So we're in for a very interesting last half of this season for MotoGP. We really are. So much exciting stuff is coming up as here is Alex Rins. Looking quick once again down at turn 18. And this is just another super slow-mo from Dorna that they like to show. For one weekend then, and one weekend only, every MotoGP session is live with free practice and the race. We are looking next year, by the way, at broadcasting qualifying for MotoGP as well, and to have the qualifying sessions live, because we have to do those anyway for the series that we cover here. So we are double checking if that's possible, just to add another set of problems that we would have qualifying and the race. And inside the qualifying, we'll have highlights of practice. Then we go to quali, and then we come over for the race as well with a nice build-up. That will be for MotoGP next year as well. So we will be live for quali. I'm looking forward to that, actually. Although the only problem is the highlights of practice for qualifying is difficult because practice 4 finishes 10 minutes before the start of qualifying. So you see our problem. And that's our problem on Saturday as well, where we have to have a quick off of free practice 4 to get on to the qualifying show, with Megan hosting that one as well. Megan's hosting every session this weekend as well, as is her prerogative for the British Grand Prix. Means that I can stay in the comms box and Megan can get out there and do the hosting bits for me and do all the bits and save my voice as well. As they come through, Johan Mir's 2 tenths down, 4 tenths down now as he comes across the start line at the back half of the circuit, as well as Abbey. Goes very wide as well, coming through Abbey as well. He looked back as well to think what was going on there.
See him just really turning in, and it's almost like the front's not quite biting, not quite hooking up, it's just pushing the bike ever so slightly wide.
In terms of tyres, every rider out on track is using the soft front and the medium rear tyre. That seems to be the way to go. Definitely the soft front.
Yeah.
You can understand it. Even though there is some sunshine poking through the clouds, still temperatures in the high teens. But it's just the breeze, isn't it? It's just that breeze, just keeping temperatures low.
At this circuit, absolutely is the correct decision as well, because otherwise it becomes massively difficult to come through. Oh, who's jumping out? Polo Spargo goes from 15th place up into 6th. 201.040. So a nice time there for him. As well as there's Marc Marquez. Week 9, start swimming. Hashtag rehab is his saying as well, which looks to be another important little factor coming through. We're just taking a quick look to see if this, what we're planning next, is actually going to work. Because 9 times out of 10 it doesn't work, unfortunately. And I think it might, you know, because we've taken seats up here in the comms box just to sort of get away from everything. So we are seeing if we can get another comm box cam up as well from when we were hosting with Megan earlier on in the day. Now, let's listen to what the guys have to say for a second.
Am I the only one who's
Bottle of Lucozade afterwards when he's
Bottle of Lucozade, we're going full old school here.
Right, yeah, but Marc Marquez on his way back, and it looks like we were thinking, okay, maybe he'll do a token appearance in Valencia. He may well come back before that and just try and give it a go. It's Marc Marquez. Expect the unexpected.
Turns up at Valencia and wins. Everyone will be like, what? No, we just all wish him well, don't we? It'd be great for him to be able to come back and actually get to some sort of, if he can get back to 100% fitness. This is the crash again. It's quick. Actually let him down gracefully, but it's a fast old crash. If you were sat on a motorcycle when he stepped off that, at probably, 85, 90 miles an hour at least.
And made it to the barrier.
Yeah, maybe
where there is so much runoff at Stowe. Just shows how fast he was travelling.
Really was travelling so fast as well. Now, we've actually swapped over. The main camera is still up there as well, but we've switched over to the laptop camera as something we've been trying for the next couple, so that we can actually take some seats in the commentary box finally, because all year long that camera used to switch over positions, but it stayed where it is throughout the year. But we've got some new software on the broadcast laptop, which means that we can actually start sitting down and having different cameras open every now and then. And I'm on my GT Omega chair as well, which is the title sponsors for PSGL as well. It's a very lovely comfy chair as well, and I never really get to sit in it. Brad Binder goes into 14th position then at the moment, looking quite quick out there as well. Aleix Espargaro 4th fastest, he's a 10th quicker. I must say the only reason I'm sitting down right now is if I held up my foot here, you can see as well, I've got very bad eczema as well, and it's right across where you would walk as well, like on the knuckle as well. So it's quite painful to stand and walk every now and then. So I have to take some seats occasionally on orders as well. 2 minutes, .630 for Aleix Espargaro up to second place. Because I know everybody who knows me, I like to commentate standing up, but reluctantly I have to sit down every now and then, and I'm glad to be sitting in such a comfy chair. Which is where I work from as well. And I can see the timing screen quicker as well. Polo Spargo then 6th fastest. Marco Bezzecchi down in 9th. He's towing him, actually, is Aleix. He's towing, look at Marco Bezzecchi ran the circuit with him. There's Max Biaggi, MotoGP legend, 4 times 250cc world champion, as well as he's looking side to side a bit sheepishly as well, not knowing what to do next out there on the circuit, bless him, as well. As Johan Zarco now comes in for more battle power as well, and more juice of fuel to putting through the rest of the session. 6 minutes to go then of this first practice session. See how quick they go in MotoGP. It's quicker than that in Formula 1, or 15 minutes less, yes, but the amount of time that gets done is unbelievable. So 15 laps completed by Aleix Espargaro right now, and I think he's done the most looking at the timing screen. Yeah, he's joint most with Joan Mir and Polo Espargaro. They've all done 15 laps as well. Other people have done 14. Jorge Martin's actually done 15. So has Alex Marquez. They're just tricking over now. So 15 laps is the total, it seems, of the gaps between the two of them, which is nice to see. As well. Fabio Quartararo 3rd. Brad Binder to 6th position now as well. 2 minutes, .994. Is the overall time limit as well. As the field maintains more confirmed runnings, that is Pepe Bagnaia coming out the track for his third run of the session. He's 15th fastest at the moment, so couldn't find more time. Growing asks, whose dad is in the current F1 grid that's got a motorcycle legend racing? Is it Sainz? No, Carlos Sainz Sr. is a rally champion, I think, multiple rally champion. It's Mick Doohan, whose son is Jack Doohan in the Formula 2 paddock. So Jack Doohan in the Formula 2 paddock is the son of Mick Doohan, the legend racer as well. So that's the little link there as well. And Jack, of course, signed up with the Alpine Renault Academy there as well. They're in Dams, so I presume it was that order. I've got my notes here somewhere on the desk. If I can find them, I'll tell you. But right now, they've all disappeared a little bit. And the filing has not been done, by the way. Everyone expecting, 6 months' worth of filing. It's about, 6 months' worth of filing is lathered up in this commentary box. But yeah, it's Jack Doohan, who is in Formula 2 and whose dad is Mick Doohan as well, the legend, of course. Jack Doohan is trying to become, as well, a world champion on 4 wheels. Almost, actually... Well, John Surtees the only world champion on 2 and 4 wheels, because John won motorcycle world championships and then went over to Formula 1 and won Formula 1 world championships as well. John Surtees, of course, British and won the TT several times as well. More excitement coming through in the next couple of sessions. Fabio Quartararo then, 10th and a half down on the time of Alex Rins, coming out the last corner now at Woodcote. Crossed the line and he stays third, but he doesn't improve on time either. 2 minutes 7.74 as well. Into 7.46 for Quartararo, which is fastest lap time. So he's down a 10th on his own time, actually. A couple of hundredths, actually, separating the two of them. And we've got a replay now of Brad Binder on the double exhaust system at the back. It's a new exhaust, double exhaust on the back of that KTM. There's a long pipe on the back of that KTM, actually. They sort of go up and down across the back of the motorcycle. Great luck there as Alex Rins goes top, still 2:05.54, 27 thousandths down on the overall time limit as well. As the rest of the field try and hold time together. And Alex Rins still top. Aleix Espargaro second, Fabio Quartararo third, Vinales fourth, Nakagami fifth, Brad Binder sixth. I would throw back to Megan, but she's not actually here. She's watching and getting ready for FP2's hosting duties as well, when she'll be hosting. And full qualifying as well, Megan's hosting as well. So it's actually good because she'll be joining me in the conference box, but then at the end of qualifying one, she'll be leaving, going outside and hosting and talking as well. With me probably back and Josh probably in the comms box as well. So 3 of us will be on the camera. I'm looking forward to it, actually. It's going to be a really fun time this weekend. I'm very much looking forward to the British Grand Prix for MotoGP. 1 minute then. 35 left on the clock. And of course, this is what you never get to see here on the YouTube channel, because we do the practice sessions in highlight form. So we talk about the exciting bits and the crashing bits, and then other times we just sit around watching the screen, listening to BT, and then we talk. So we still commentate on them, but the bits you see in the edit are all the commentary we've done on that session as well. Now, of course, we're doing it all for this one. And there is Fabio Quartararo with 1 minute 10 to go, going up to P number 1 with a 2:04.38. And now look at Pepper Bagnaia, 43 thousandths of a second down, coming out the last couple of corners. Rins is looking good as well. Bagnaia goes top, 2:2.92, but excitingly, Rins is 2/10 up. Could we see our first 1:59 in this practice session? That could be very exciting as Rins exits Luffield into Woodcote now. Hurtles down across the line. Does Rins go fastest? That's the question. Can he go quicker? Cross the line. Rins is top with a 2:2.20. So he is 71 thousandths of a second quicker. So 700ths of a second faster than Bagnaia. But we're still 2/10 away from going below that magic time limit that we've all been anticipating and expecting. And it just hasn't happened yet, which I'm very disappointed about as well. But there's still plenty of time left as well across the weekend for that to come through. This is only practice 1. There are 4 practice sessions. And practice 1, 2 and 3, the top 10 automatically qualify for qualifying number 2. And everyone from 11 down to 24 has to go through the first part of qualifying, where the top 2 from that session progress up to qualifying number 2. So it's a confusing system, but we'll take you with it throughout the weekend. Checker flag is out then. Zarco goes top, and he's done it! A 1:59.893. He's 0.3 of a second faster than Alex Rins. Johan Zarco on the Prima Pramac Racing Ducati has gone top by over 0.3 of a second. That's what we needed to see as well. And Bagnaia is a 10th up as well on his own best time, so this is now getting very interesting to see as well. If we could have more times, as we'll stand up and go back to the original camera. Nakagami goes 5th. That's improved. Does Bagnaia improve on the time? Oh, he only goes 2nd, but he goes into the 1:59s. It's a 1:59.920. 27 thousandths of a second down. So the gap reasserts itself from before. Johan Mir is P11 at the moment. Does he find any more time through? I don't think he does, actually. Rather annoyingly. He's 4/10 down, so Mir's not going to find anything. Martin is 4/10 down. He, too, won't find anything as they come through. Mir crosses the line now, coming out of Woodcote. Final last corner, and 8th. As the checker flag seems to have taken nearly everybody on the board. I can't see anybody changing around or improving on their time. So Martin's 0.5 of a second down as well on the board. So he looks like he's had enough for this opening session. He's not going to pit though, because everyone's got to do their practice starts. In fact, nobody's in the pit lane. All 24 riders are out on the circuit right now. And they've all taken now the checkered flag. So that is the official running order then from this opening practice session for the MotoGP British Grand Prix here at Silverstone. Johan Zarco sets the fastest time, a 1:59.893. A remarkably good time as well. As they come in, more time and more action to be anticipated throughout this one as well. Let's hear from BT.
Ducati will have all the information.
Yeah, because we know it's not that far away, this 2022 package that Bagnaia is on. In fact, it's almost the 21.5, isn't it? That's what we were told at the start of the year. Kind of hybrid between the two packages, whereas Martin is on the latest and greatest. Yeah, it's an interesting side plot that we've got here as Alex Rins salutes the crowd, 3rd fastest at the start of this racing weekend, hoping to get another podium here. His favourite circuit, this one really, Silverstone for Rins. Good round of applause from the crowds who are already filling the grandstands here. Great to see so many yesterday at the circuit, wasn't it? Day of Champions.
Oh, fantastic. On the Day of Champions, for everyone to appear like that was brilliant. Yesterday, so many people, full crowd capacity, everyone just cramming in as well and showing what they've truly got to offer was chef's kiss brilliant as well. As Zarco comes in, the more done the practice starts then, revved up the engines, all look good. Jack Miller giving a little wave there, Maverick Vinales in the centre, Johan Zarco though around the outside. Zarco, of course, who had a fantastic run here at Silverstone in previous years, once again looking like he wants to have a better run as well. Anything can happen in MotoGP. Usually does across the weekends. And a fantastic first session. That may be it for MotoGP's first practice, but we've had Moto3 this morning. Next up it's Moto2. So I'll stay in the comms box to commentate on that because, well, I just like to do it. And we'll be back for free practice 2 later on today, and that will be later on. Now then, let's take a look at the overall results then from this session for Moto2's British Grand Prix. It's Johan Zarco who has ended this session fastest, a 1:59.893. Pepe Bagnaia is in second on a 1:59.920. Alex Rins is third, 2 minutes 2:20. Fabio Quartararo fourth, 2 minutes .438. Nakagami, Taki Nakagami in fifth, 2 minutes 4:48. Alicia Spargo is 6th, 2 minutes 6:30. Maverick Vinales 7th, 2 minutes 7:99. Then we get Johan Mir in 8th, 2 minutes 8:43. Jorge Martin is 9th on a 2 minute .948. Brad Binder rounds out the top 10, 2 minutes .994. And in the top 10 that will automatically be counted in towards the end of this session. Further down then on the board, Paul Espargaro's P11 on a 2 minute 1.040. Jack Miller is 12th, 2 minutes 1.055. Marco Bezzecchi 13th, 2 minute 1.112. Miguel Oliveira 14th, 2 minute 1.120. Alex Marquez 15th, 2 minute 1.174. And Ayabashini 16th, 2 minute 1.219. Remy Gardner 17th, 2 minute 1.539. Raul Fernandez 18th, 2 minute 1.578. Luca Marini 19th, 2 minute 1.607. Andrea Dovizioso is 20th, 2 minute 1.748. Franco Morbidelli 21st, 201.775. Stefan Bradl in place of Marc Marquez 22nd, 2 minute 2.062. Fabio Di Gianantonio 23rd, 2 minute 2.179. And Darren Binder is last on a 2 minute 2.565. That's it then, we're all done for the first practice session here from Silverstone for MotoGP. We shall return, sound like the Daleks then, don't we? All weekend we are live for MotoGP. I'm just trying to get the times up actually for when we're next up, but my phone wouldn't unlock. So, every session live, and we'll be back at 2:10 for free practice 2. We're on air at 2:05 British Summer Time. Join us for all of the action. Thanks for your company here today for the first practice. It's Johann Zarco, the Frenchman, who is fastest. 3 runs in total as well. He's done a 1:59.893. We'll see you later for FP2. Bye for now.